Hey everybody, this is the Big Toad. Welcome to my series in Unreal Engine 5 building 2D games. We're going to be working on 2D side-scroller type games, and we'll also talk about the alternative of doing a hybrid 2D, 3D game, and we'll kind of look at both. Now, if you did your research before deciding to use Unreal Engine, you may have read that some people recommend that Unreal is too robust of a system to use for side scrollers or 2D games. I see their point, and they have some interesting valid issues, but I don't think they're really applicable for most users. I've done another video just on why I choose Unreal Engine 5 for my 2D games. If you are still unsure if you should use Unreal 5 at this point for your 2D or side-scroller game, give that video a watch. That video should help you make your final decision. If you're still watching at this point, then you've decided to move forward with Unreal Engine 5 for your 2D game. So let's get started. If you look in the upper right of my screen, you'll see I'm using Unreal Engine 5.2.1. Let's click that and launch Unreal Engine. It started me out in the recent projects folder. I'm going to click on the games folder. And in the games folder, we can select the game we want to start. We can either do a blank, which starts with a minimal amount of content, or we can choose another type of game, and we're going to start with third person. You're trying to learn how to do a 2D side scroller type game, so starting with this extra content is going to make it easier. As you get better at using Unreal Engine 5 and doing 2D games, you can eliminate some of these parts and pieces you don't need. You can maybe start from blank and make it really streamlined. But that's for more advanced users. Now select third person, and we can put a title for our game in there. It has to start with a letter, so don't start with a number. Now before we hit create, let's make sure we've got a couple of other settings properly done. First, if you go right above that, you'll see blueprint. We're going to make sure blueprint is checked, and we want to make sure it says desktop. And we're also going to select starter content, and that'll give us some content in the game that we can leverage. Again, it'll be stuff we don't need, but that's okay. We're learning. As you learn more about Unreal Engine 5, you can start this without the starter content and just pull in what you need. Now we can go down and select create and create our game. And here we have our 3D template, and we can hit run up here, the little arrow, and we can see it comes started with a little platform with some objects on it we can run up and down. It comes with this three-dimensional character which can run around. It comes with these blocks which we can push. So this is some of the starter content we got, and we're going to use some of this for our game, and some of it we're going to get rid of. But it's going to, again, help us get started faster in the game. So we were just running our game with the starter content, and if we go back up, we can either click this red box or just hit escape, and we'll be out and back into the game development area. So this video was a quick tutorial on how to get started creating your third-person template so that we can create our 2D game from it. So in the next video, we'll actually start doing modifications to the platform and to the character, and we'll get into some more of the nitty-gritty blueprint type work. So I hope you learned something here. If you already knew all this, sorry about that. The next one, we're going to get into some greater in-depth content. And this is the Big Toad, and I am out.